to create a new one. Okay, I want to create a new one. That's my return trip. And then I can do that for other suppliers. Of course, I need to develop the regular expression for each supplier. So there's a little bit of work for each new supplier, but we do that for all our recurring suppliers. Okay, that's another supplier, Teledec, that we use So we now automated all the import of regular PDF invoices for all our regular suppliers. And this is pretty easy to do. It takes about 5 minutes per supplier to develop the regular expression to recognize the date, the amount, total amount without tax, invoice number, description, due date, maybe 5 or 6 regular expressions for the essential, and that's it. All the rest is pre-configured on the supplier. So if I go on the supplier here, I'm on the partner, I go in accounting, and I have the invoice import configuration here. So here I have pre-configured the expense account, the tax. Here I force a description. I can put an analytic account because this is a recurring supplier, so it always goes in the same expense account and with the same analytic account. It's always the same kind of bill. So this is good, but this has some limitations. First, if the supplier changes the layout of the invoice, it changes the text of the invoice, it will break. You will have to update your regular expressions. It's, for example, it breaks the first time you receive an invoice over 1,000 euro for that supplier, you discover what is the 1,000 separator for the amount, because you couldn't guess it until you receive an invoice over 1,000 euro. And then you see, okay, they use a space or they use a dot or they use, and then you have to update your regular expressions again. So this is a bit of a hack. And I started looking for we can't stay like that forever. I've been looking for more serious stuff. So I've been looking at the electronic invoices, real electronic invoices. So how do you describe an invoice in a structured way? For that, you need an XML file. And there are two competing international invoice standards for XML invoices. The first one is called UBL. UBL means Universal Business Language. It became an ISO standard 2 years ago, and it has been adopted by many countries in Northern Europe, Belgium, Turkey, Australia. They have their electronic standard based on UBL. The second standard is called Cross-Industry Invoice. It's been designed by UN-CFACT. UN-CFACT is a standardization body of the United Nations, and it's the author of EDIFACT. EDIFACT, very used in the automotive industry, in the distribution sector, in this kind of thing that exchange a lot of invoices. So these guys are very well positioned in this kind of big industries, and it has been adopted by France and Germany for their electronic invoice format. These two standards have one thing in common. They use the same nomenclature. So the nomenclature for unit of measure, taxes, payment mode, you know, putting a code. For example, the nomenclature for payment mode is if I pay by cash, I use this code. If I pay by check, this code. If I pay by wire transfer, this code, to have some code that are very accurate. Then I have this XML invoice. The question is, how do I send it? Okay, I can send you my XML invoice by email, for example, but then I'm not sure that you will be able to read it. Because if you have Odoo, okay, you can import it with the module I have developed, so great, but I don't know which software you have. If you don't have a modern ERP that can import such invoices, then I will also send you the PDF to be sure you can read it and then pay me. So another solution would be to put this XML file inside the PDF invoice. And this is what these German guys have done. So in Germany, they adopted an electronic standard called Zugpferd 1.0 in 2014, and it's based on cross-industry invoice. And they said, okay, this XML, we will put it inside the PDF. It's the same kind of thing, just like you attach a binary file in an email, well, a file into an email. It's you attach a XML file inside a PDF. And last year, they started to work together, France and Germany, to adapt a common standard, which became reality this year.
and it's still in beta version, but the final version of Facturix standard should be released in a few weeks. And this Facturix standard, which is also called Zugpferd 2.0, okay? Facturix and Zugpferd 2.0 are the same things. Let's be clear. It will be supported by Chorus next year. Chorus is the electronic invoicing platform of the French administration. So all the suppliers of the French administration can send their facture through Chorus, their electronic invoices through Chorus, and they will support Facturix next year. So 1 year ago, I started to implement a full stack Zugpferd in Odoo, Zugpferd 1.0, so we are able to generate a Zugpferd invoice and import a Zugpferd invoice. Then I also we started to use it at Accretion, so that Accretion's invoices are Zugpferd invoice. So our customers who use Odoo, obviously, they can import our invoices automatically in their Odoo. We also I also added support to the Belgian standard. It's available at the OCA in this pull request. And if you have a look, if you have paid your OCA membership fee, if you don't, you probably should. It's probably a very good idea to do so. And you will get an electronic invoice from the OCA. You will receive a PDF file. If you look at the attachment, you will see an XML file in UBL format. And you will be able to import it automatically in your Odoo. And then in July, I added support for Zugpferd 2.0 in Odoo, and we were the first in the world to add support for this standard, because we are the first ERP to support Facturix, and that's something we can be proud of. It works for QWeb and Py3o. Thank you. It works for 2 reporting engines, QWeb and Py3o, and let me show you a demo. So here I have installed the Facturix standard. So here I go in my customer invoice. I validate the invoice here. Then I click on print. Okay. And I have this PDF invoice, okay, business as usual. Then I look at the attachment. Here I have this XML attachment. If I open it, I see all the information of my invoice in a structured way. So you can see here is the invoice number. Here I have the invoice date. This is the product code of my first invoice line. This is the amount, subtotal amount of my first invoice line. Then I have the details about the taxes. It's a VAT taxes at 20% on this first invoice line, etc. The same for the second invoice line. Here you will find the VAT number of Accretion. Here you will find our customer. You will find our IBAN for the payment. It's here. You will find the total amount. The total amount is written here. You will find the total amount with taxes here. Well, all the information is available in a very structured way. So if you receive such an invoice, you can import it in Odoo. And for example, let me show you. I will import a Facturix invoice. Let me import this one. This one has 2 invoice lines. Okay. And you see that he was able to create the 2 invoice lines because he has all the details. And no regular expression, nothing specific to this particular supplier. And it has the invoice number, the date, and all the details. I can have a look at this invoice. This invoice has the attachment Facturix, and that's how it was imported. So now, great. I'm so happy to just like Fabien showed on the first day, he was playing with his leads, you know, to have the rainbow and have the counters and playing with it. I do the same with my importing PDF. It's like a pleasure to import my invoices and then let's go. Okay, that's the invoice for August. Okay, now I validate it, and then I do the same for September, and I validate it. This is a monthly service, so okay, it's very fast, very easy, super fast, super easy. Sorry. So this is the pleasure of electronic invoicing. In France,
the administration is leading the path for electronic invoices. They have this platform called Chorus where you can send your electronic invoices, then are dispatched for the right administration. It started last year. Since the 1st of January this year, all the administration must accept the invoices sent through Chorus. They cannot refuse them. And then all the companies, depending on their size, will be obliged to use it. Now they can use it, but they will soon be obliged to use it. So yesterday, I have implemented support for Chorus in Odoo. And yesterday I made a demo of generating an invoice for Chorus with Odoo. So Chorus doesn't support FactoryX yet. So for the moment, I send an XML invoice in UBL format. This is the invoice I showed yesterday. I'm on this customer invoice. Here I have installed the module to generate UBL invoicing. I click on Generate UBL XML file. So I get this UBL XML file. Okay, it's the same as cross-industry invoice, but the tags are different. But you always find the same kind of information: the invoice number, the date, the detail of the lines. Everything is here in this invoice. So if you use Chorus, then you log in through Chorus. This is Chorus, the Chorus platform. So I go on the web portal. Okay, let's be patient. Okay, I can switch to English. Then I will submit my invoice. I select structured XML. I select, they support both UBL and cross-industry invoice. So I select UBL, and then I push my XML invoice. I did it yesterday with a live invoice, so I won't submit it a second time, but I will show you that the invoice we made yesterday, I can search my issued invoice. I do search. It was the second invoice I made through Chorus. Here it is. This is the invoice we made yesterday. I can see the invoice here. This is an HTML rendering of the XML invoice. And I know the status of this invoice. This one has been made available to the recipient. My previous invoice I made in May has been paid. So I can follow the life of this invoice in the French administration. So this is to show you that electronic invoicing is something which is used today. This is not something for the future. This is something that, at least in France, we are starting to use today to invoice the administration and soon for B2B exchange. This is all the OCA modules that I have developed for electronic invoicing and electronic ordering. It's a big organization of different modules for generate invoices, importing invoices, UBL, FactoryX, etc. It's mainly available in the OCA EDI project, but has dependencies on these two other projects here. So now that I have this on electronic invoicing, I found out that I have to go every month for my monthly bills. I have the big providers, electricity, phone companies, internet provider companies, they don't send you the PDF via email. They make it available in their web portal. So every month I have to log into my mobile phone provider, get the PDF, push it in Odoo. I have to log into my internet provider, download the PDF, drop it in Odoo. I have to do the same for my electricity provider, etc. Okay. So I thought, how can we automate it? And believe it or not, I found a Python library to do that. It's called Weboob. It's dedicated to web scraping. And they have an API dedicated to list invoice and download PDF. It's been started by some French guys that are crazy enough to do web scraping, but they are on this picture. You can see they have crazy faces. So currently they have modules for big French invoices generators like phone companies, electricity companies, gas companies. So I will make a demo. They have a module for my mobile phone provider. So let me show you. My mobile phone provider is Bouygues Telecom. So here I have no vendor bills, okay? To show you that it's a real live demo connected on the internet. So I have configured this automatic download for Bouygues Telecom. Okay. The problem with live demo on the internet is we are depend on the internet traffic, but okay. Oops. J'ai plus de lien là. Hein? Ouais, il est bien branché, mais il y a peu de diodes. Okay. Oh yeah, it seems we are back online. Okay, good. So I have configured my Bouygues Telecom account. So this is my login, what's my mobile phone number. I can enter the password. If I enter my password in Odoo, it will automatically get the invoice. But I didn't want to put my password in Odoo, so if I say run now, he will ask me my password here. Okay, but if you want full automation, you need to put your password in Odoo. But if you don't want full automation, it will ask for the password. So it will not be stored in Odoo, not even in the wizard. So let me type my password. And let's run. Let the magic work. So it will connect to Bouygues Telecom, web scrap the website, list the invoice, retrieve all the invoice since the 1st of July. I said the last run was 1st of July, so I got the invoice for July, for August, for September. It downloads the regular PDF. With invoice to data, it has extracted the information. And I have my 3 invoices. Let's see the invoice of July. So here it is, the total amount in $24.99. If I opened, the PDF is attached. This is my invoice, $24.99. Okay, so if I look at the invoice of September, it's not the same amount, 20 here. So that's my invoice of September. So 20.89. So no need to connect to the web portal of each supplier every day, every month. So this is something I developed recently. I demoed it for the first time yesterday. It's available on this pull request on Git. It's still a bit beta version. Huh? It's not ready for production yet, but it works in a demo that's good enough. Then, okay, that's good for automate all these PDF invoices. But then what about when I'm on the road going to see my customers? I have to go to the restaurant, I have to pay the parking, I have to pay the highway, etc., and I do that, of course, with my credit card. Then I get all these small receipts. I have plenty of those in my wallet, and you know, this kind of receipt that after 1 year they're almost white. When you want imagine you get a fiscal control 2 or 3 years after, and you got all these white papers that all the ink has disappeared, and you're ridiculous. And then try to find some solutions to automate this. There are 3 kinds of solutions to automate these physical card payments. First one is OCR based. Okay. Well, first, what do you need to automate this payment? For each payment, you need the date, you need the currency, the total amount, the VAT amount, and you need the kind of expense it is, so that then you can link it to an expense account. If it's a parking, it will be in the travel expense account. If it's a restaurant, it will be maybe in the another account, etc. And also, if you're abroad, you will need the amount in company currency. So you have some solutions which are OCR based. You take a picture of the receipt, and then with OCR, they try to recognize stuff, but that's not very reliable. You have some other solutions which are bank statement based. They get access to the bank statement of your credit card, but the expenses, when you pay by card, it arrives on your bank statement 1 or 2 days after, depending on the vendor. So after 1 or 2 days, when it appears on your bank statement, they will push it to your smartphone, and then with your smartphone, you take a picture of the receipt, and maybe you have to tell the kind of expense, etc. So they have more reliable information because the total amount is reliable on the
the amount in company currencies on the bank statement. So it has more reliable information, but only the VAT amount and the kind of expense need to be manually set or recognized via OCR. And then the third kind of solution that I adopted is a card-based solution. So I found a solution called Mooncard. So you pay by card, and these guys have access to the bank transaction in real time. It's a card with systematic pre-authorization. So as there are systematic pre-authorization, there's a transaction for authorization for the card, which is intercepted by Mooncard and pushed in real time to my smartphone. Okay. In the raw bank transaction, there are many information, much more than on the bank statement. You have, of course, the dates, the amount, etc. But you also have the vendor and the activity of the vendor. This is available in a MasterCard or Visa transaction. It's not available usually on your bank account, but it's available in the MasterCard transaction. And with the vendor, you can guess the kind of expense. If the vendor is a train company, then you say, okay, the kind of expense is travel. If the vendor is a restaurant, its activity is a restaurant, you say, okay, it's a restaurant expense. So it's quite reliable. It works pretty well. No, OCR is not really needed for that. Then with the vendor, it can guess the VAT rate because, for example, a parking in France is 20% VAT. So if it's a parking provider, they know that it will be 20%. So they can pre-fill the VAT rate. All this is pushed on my smartphone in real time. Just after the payment, 10 seconds after it's on my smartphone. I will take a picture of the receipt. I will check the kind of expense. I will check the VAT amount. I will fix it if it's not the proper VAT amount. And then I save it, and guess what? I have developed Odoo Mooncard connector. Just one more word about this. Mooncard is currently it's a French startup. They propose their services in the Eurozone, but for the moment it's only available in French. I hope it will be soon available in English. And the price of that card is €10 per month per card. But for the time it saves me, it's very reasonable. So I have a connector. So for example, now to inject my Mooncard expenses in Odoo, it's pretty easy. I'll show you. I connect on Mooncard. Okay, yeah, let's try to connect. Okay, so I download the August bank statement for Mooncard. Oops, bad thing. Let's download another month, maybe. No, it's broken. Okay, I have also the bank statement on my laptop, so that I will get it locally. So let me inject it in Odoo. So I import the Mooncard bank statement. I think I have it here. I will take the one of August. There's not many transactions in August. I was on holidays, but for a quick demo, it's good. So here, that's my three transaction, two expenses and one load, because I also put money on the card. It's a preloaded bank account. So here, that's the transaction with all the details. Let me process this transaction. It will do three things. It will create the vendor bill with the JPEG, the picture of the receipt and attachment. It will create the move in the bank journal, and it will reconcile the two. So now for this expense, I have the invoice, the vendor bill, okay, with the detail of my highway, etc. 12, 15, 20 euro with the VAT amount. If we look at the attachment, okay, this is, well, you see it here with the VAT amount here. I need to rotate it, but okay, you see it. And it has generated the move in the bank journal and reconciled, so it's marked as paid. So just imagine all my August payment by card. I select it all. I do action, process line. And here it is. That's now processing 1 month of expenses paid by credit card is just a matter of a few seconds. This is a huge time saver. I'm told that I'm out of time, but let me just, I've shown you the most important stuff. So this is how I automate my in the OCA, there's also some nice modules for cutoff that can help you a lot for your cutoff. I just do a very, very quick demo. If I'm allowed. No, I'm not allowed. Okay, so no demo, sorry. You had to come yesterday. I had time for the demo. So now we have automated so many things in Odoo that it's a really big time saver. I have a big roadmap, many more things I want to develop. So I hope I will be able to show you all that roadmap done next year. We'll see. Well, thank you. Join the fun, go on the OCA EDI project, start to generate electronic invoicing in your company, install the module at for your customers, and they will be allowed to import your invoices in their Odoo and start to play with it. And you can follow my Twitter and blog account where I tweet on electronic invoicing, my new developments, etc. So thank you.